The drama begins with an airport scene where we see our male lead, Tae-moo. He is coming out of the airport when he bumps into a girl, and the coffee falls from her hand. When the girl turns towards Tae-moo, she sees that he is very handsome, so she can't say anything in front of Tae-moo, and Tae-moo ignores her and walks away. This makes the girl angry, and she starts bad-mouthing him. On the other hand, we see our drama's female lead, Hire. She is a scientist who experiments with food. Then she gets a call, the company's president is coming. So she leaves her work and goes to meet the president. When she reaches her team members, they say, "You smell like fish." Then her director says, "This proves that you are a very good worker." Then everyone gathers in one place because their company's president is coming today. Everyone is talking among themselves. We heard that the president is very handsome. The chairman of the company is also sitting in his seat, listening to all this, and he is also very excited about the president's arrival. Everyone is waiting for the president, and then the announcement is made, the president is coming. Everyone starts looking at him. As soon as the president enters, everyone is shocked, because he is not the president, but his secretary. Then he says on behalf of Tae-moo, Tae-moo has said that he does not want to come into any kind of limelight. Hearing this, everyone is very shocked, and the chairman is angry. Then everyone is working in the office, and it's Hari's birthday. So the director says, to celebrate Hari's birthday, we have booked a restaurant, and everyone will go there for dinner. Hari also agrees to this. But then she suddenly gets a message from Minu. He is her college friend, and Hari likes him very much. He calls Hari to meet, so Hari is very happy. Then she tells the director. They do not mind and say, we can go some other time. Then Hari is going by train to meet Minu when she gets a call from her friend Jong, who wishes her a happy birthday. Hari says, I am going to meet my friend Minu. Then Jong tells her about a necklace. She says, last time when we were at the restaurant, Minu brought a necklace. Then Jong says, maybe Minu bought that necklace for you. Hari is very happy to hear this. Meanwhile, Tae-moo is going to the company, and as soon as he opens the lift, his grandfather is standing in front of him. Then he is talking to his grandfather, and his grandfather scolds him. Grandfather says, you didn't come to meet everyone and insulted me in front of everyone. Tae-moo says, I was very busy. Grandfather says, at least you should have come in front of everyone. Everyone was talking about you. Then grandfather says, I have a very important project, and I want you to complete it. Tae-moo asks, what project? So grandfather says, the marriage project. Tae-moo's assistant, Cha Seong, asks grandfather, are you getting married? So grandfather says, no, I am talking about Tae-moo's marriage, not mine. Tae-moo says, I don't want to get married now. Grandfather asks, do you like any girl? Tae-moo says, no. Grandfather says, if you like any girl, introduce her to me. I will never refuse you. So Tae-moo doesn't say anything. Then grandfather's phone alarm rings. It is the alarm to watch the drama, so grandfather starts watching the drama. Tae-moo says, you can watch the drama at home. Grandfather says, I will watch the drama here. If you are not listening to me, why should I listen to you? Meanwhile, Hari comes to meet Minu at the restaurant. Minu works in a restaurant. When Hari comes inside, she sees a cake with Minu, and she thinks, maybe Minu made this cake for me. So she is very happy. She excitedly runs towards Minu, and then she notices the cake, which has another boy and girl's name written on it. Hari tries to stop herself, but she bumps into Minu and the cake gets spoiled. The people who own the cake get angry at this. Then Hari and Minu are in the kitchen and Minu says, you don't need to worry. These are our daily customers. I will give them something to eat for free. Hearing this, Hari feels a little relieved. Then Minu gives her a concert ticket and says, don't go alone, take someone with you. Then Hari leaves. Then Hari is sitting at the bus stop, and she is very sad because Minu didn't even wish her a happy birthday. Meanwhile, Tae-moo is having dinner with his grandfather. Grandfather says, it's a shame that you came to Korea for the first time and you have to eat restaurant food. If you had a wife today, she would have cooked homemade food for you. Tae-moo says, I will not get married. How many times do I have to tell you? Hearing this, grandfather says, why don't you want to get married? Is it that you both like each other? Cha Seong says, I don't know about that, but I'm not gay, and even if I were gay, I wouldn't like him. He's not my type. Grandfather then says, if you both don't like each other, then why does he keep refusing to get married? Then Hari's mom and dad are shown, who run a restaurant, and Hari also comes back and starts working with them, and she is also very angry. Seeing this, her dad says, today is your birthday, so don't work today. In the next scene, Tae-moo's grandfather's health deteriorates and he is admitted to the hospital. Tae-moo asks the doctor, how is his health? Hearing this, grandfather winks at the doctor. So the doctor says, you have to make sure that he doesn't take any stress. Hearing this, Tae-moo understands that grandfather is lying. So Tae-moo says to his grandfather, since you are at the hospital, get a body checkup. Saying this, he leaves. Then, Hari's family is working at the restaurant. They hear some noise from outside. When they go out, they see their son fighting with someone from another restaurant because he threw garbage in front of their restaurant. Hearing this, Hari also gets angry and starts fighting with him. Then she pushes the man back, causing him to fall and get injured. Then at home, Hari's mom scolds her and says, "You shouldn't get so angry." Hari says, "I got this anger from you." Then she goes to her room and feels very sad. She looks at the ticket given by Minu. Then she lies down on the bed and falls asleep. The next morning, Taimu is having breakfast with his grandfather. Grandfather says to him, "I have arranged a blind date for you." Taimu initially refuses, but upon grandfather's insistence, he agrees to the blind date. As soon as grandfather hears this, he becomes happy. Meanwhile, the man whom Hari hit at night sends her a message and asks for money. But Hari doesn't have money. Then Hari gets a call from Jung, who calls her to meet. Hari goes to meet her and tells Jung everything. Then Jung gets a message from her father, and both of them come out of the restaurant. Jung says, "My dad told me to go on a blind date with someone." Hari says, "Then you should go on the date." But Jung says, "I will never have an arranged marriage." Then Jung asks Hari for help and says, "You go on the date in my place and do strange things so that he himself refuses to get married." Hari refuses, "I won't do that." Then Jung says to her, "You went on a date once before in my place and annoyed him, so now you have to do the same." But Hari still doesn't agree, so Jung offers her money. Hari needs money, so she agrees. On the other hand, Taimu is in the office and he says to Chaseong, "I am busy today, so cancel my blind date." Then he gets a video call from his grandfather and he says, "I have canceled all your meetings. Now you can go on the date peacefully." So Taimu thinks, "I was better off outside. Ever since I came here, I am troubled." Meanwhile, Jung brings Hari to her dressing room. Hari tries different clothes for the date and selects one of them. Then Jung does her makeup very beautifully. In the next scene, Hari reaches the date and she looks very cute. Then she goes and sits at a table. Just then, Taimu also arrives and touches her from behind and asks, "Are you Jung?" Hari turns around and says, "Yes, I am Jung." Then Taimu sits there, and seeing him, Hari thinks, "He is so handsome." And at the same time, she is scared and thinks, "I should run away from here." Then she thinks, "This is a matter of money, so I have to do this job, and after this, I won't do this job anymore." Thinking this, she becomes a little confident and asks Taimu his name. So Taimu gives her his business card. When she sees it, she is shocked because the company name is written on it. Then she realizes that he is the president of their company. Hari nervously says, "I will be back in a while." Then she runs towards the washroom and thinks there, "Now I have only one way to run away from here." Then she comes out and sits on the chair. She is very nervous. Taimu looks at her and asks her to have some tea. Hari picks up the cup of tea. Her hands are trembling, so she tries to steady herself and thinks to herself, "Now that I have come here, I will leave only after finishing the job." Then she says to Taimu, "It's very hot here." Saying this, she takes off her jacket. Then she thinks, "Now he will reject me, because boys don't like girls who wear too revealing clothes." Then Taimu says to her, "Aren't you feeling cold? But looking at you, I think you are feeling cold." Hari thinks, "My plan has failed." Then she picks up luxury items and starts looking at them and thinks, "Now he will think that I like luxury items and he will reject me." But just then Taimu gets a message. He starts looking at the message and doesn't pay much attention to what Hari is saying, so Hari's plan fails as well. Then Hari says, "It seems that you are not interested in me at all." Taimu smiles and says, "It's not like that." Hari thinks to herself, "Now I have to do something different that will surprise Taimu." She smiles and says, "Let's go to a room." Taimu asks, "Room? Which room?" Hari says, "To a room in the hotel." Hearing this, Taimu is surprised. Then Hari says hesitantly, "A place where we can understand each other well." Taimu looks at her feet and sees that Hari's feet are trembling. He understands that Hari is very nervous, so he says to Hari, "Let's go to the room." Thinking that Taimu has agreed to go to the room and her plan has failed, Hari becomes very worried and tries to steady herself. Then they come to the hotel and book a room. When they are going to the room, Hari stops at a place and thinks, "Money is not so important that I should put my dignity at risk for it." Then she starts running away. Just then, a woman comes from behind and stops her. Hari asks her, "Who are you?" The woman says, "I am the one whose boyfriend you are dating." Then she takes Minsuk's name. Hari says, "I don't know any Minsuk." But the woman starts hitting her, so Hari hides behind Taimu. Taimu says to the woman, "You should talk to your boyfriend." So the woman starts scolding Hari. She says to Hari, "How shameless you are. You are still going to the room with a boy." Hari says, "You are mistaken." Then the woman shows her a photo in which the girl was dressed like Hari. Hari says after seeing it, "This is not me." So the woman gets angry and starts hitting Hari. Taimu explains to them, "You go and talk to your boyfriend." Then they both come out of the hotel and Hari thinks, what is all this happening? I don't know what he must be thinking about me, but it would be better if I make this my target and get rid of them. Then she goes to Tae-moo and says, why did you do this? Cheating doesn't require 2 people. A girl can do all this alone. Then she says, I cheat 5 people at once. Just then the woman arrives and says to Hari, wait, I'll tell you. Seeing her, Hari gets scared and says to Tae-moo, I will leave, otherwise that woman will chase me. Then Hari runs away, and the woman also chases her. Hari comes in front of a car while running, so she says sorry to the car owner and runs away. Meanwhile, Cha-seong comes to Tae-moo and asks, you were on a blind date, then what are you doing here? Tae-moo says, the blind date is over. Then Tae-moo is in his car, and he gets a call from his grandfather who asks, how is your date going? Tae-moo says, it's over. Grandfather says, you must have created a problem. Now I will arrange another blind date for you. Tae-moo says, no, there is no need for that because I will marry the girl I went on a date with. Hearing this, grandfather is surprised, and Cha-seong is also surprised and immediately applies the car brakes. Then Hari meets Jong, and Jong asks her, what happened? Hari tells her, there was a little problem at first, but later, everything was fine. Hari says, now he won't marry you. Hearing this, Jong becomes happy, and they start enjoying. Just then, Jong gets a call from her dad and goes outside to take the call. When she comes back, she is very sad. Hari asks her, what happened? She says, what did you do? Now he wants to marry you. Hearing this, Hari is shocked. On the other hand, Cha-seong says to Tae-moo, you shouldn't marry such a girl. Tae-moo says, grandfather will keep bothering me to go on blind dates, so I agreed to marry this girl. At night, Jong calls Hari and asks her, what did you do that Tae-moo wants to marry you? Hari says, I didn't do anything. Jong says to her, now you have to go meet him again. Hari says, I won't go. He is the president of my company, and if he finds out, it won't be good for me. Hari also says to her, you should meet him and clear everything. Jong says, I can't do that. What if my dad finds out? Now you have to go meet him. The next day, Hari comes to the office and waits for the lift. When the lift comes, inside are grandfather and Tae-moo. Seeing them, Hari gets very scared and doesn't want to get into the lift. Grandfather says to her, there is plenty of space in the lift, you can come in. She still doesn't come in. Tae-moo says, why are you standing here like this? Do you want to come in or not? Then she covers her face with her hair and gets into the lift. Then Cha-seong asks grandfather, why did you come to the company so early in the morning? Grandfather says, Tae-moo doesn't meet me at home, and after the shock he gave me last night, I came to the office to talk about it. Hari is also listening to their conversation. Tae-moo says to grandfather, let's talk in the office. Just then the lift opens, and Hari quickly goes out, and her ID card falls to the ground. Tae-moo picks it up and calls Hari. As soon as Hari hears Tae-moo's voice, she gets shocked and thinks, how did Tae-moo know my name? Tae-moo says to her, your ID card fell down. Hari goes backwards to take her ID card without showing them her face. Then she takes her ID card and runs away at lightning speed. Seeing this, Tae-moo and grandfather are surprised. Then they come to the office and grandfather asks Tae-moo, are you really ready to marry Jong? Tae-moo says, yes, I am ready to get married. Then he checks Hari's name and finds out that Hari's performance in the company is very good. Then he looks at Hari's photo, in which she is wearing glasses. Because of this, Tae-moo doesn't recognize her. Then Hari calls Jong and tells her, today I almost had a face-off with Tae-moo. Jong says, don't worry, nothing will happen. In the next scene, Jong meets Hari and says, Tae-moo called me and asked to meet, so you go and meet him. But Hari doesn't listen to her and refuses. Jong starts pleading with her and says, if my dad finds out, he will be very angry with me. Then Hari listens to her and agrees to go for the last time. Then Hari waits for Tae-moo in the restaurant. Just then, Tae-moo arrives and calls her, but Hari is using her phone and his call doesn't go through. Tae-moo goes to her and asks, I am calling you, but my call is not going through. Do you have 2 numbers? Then he takes her phone and calls himself from her number and saves her number in his phone. Hari says to him, you shouldn't take someone's phone and get their number like this. Tae-moo says to her, now we are going to get married, so we should have each other's numbers. Hari says, who told you that I will marry you? He says, why did you ask me to go to the hotel that day? You said that because you like me, right? Hari says, no, it's nothing like that. I said all that because I wanted to show you that I don't like you. And after that, don't come after me. Then she leaves. Tae-moo goes after her, stops her and asks, why are you refusing to marry me? Hari says, I can't marry someone I have only met once. Tae-moo says, All right, then we will arrange 10 dates and get to know each other well. Then we will marry. Then Tae-moo goes closer to her and says, this way, you will also know that I am perfect in everything. Hearing this, Hari steps back and almost falls down the stairs. Tae-moo saves her and pulls her towards him, so they both start looking at each other. Then Hari leaves, saying, I don't want to marry or date you. Then Hari is leaving, and she sees Minu there, so she runs and sits in Tae-moo's car. Tae-moo asks her, you told me you don't want to have any relationship with me, then why are you sitting in my car now? Just then, Hari sees Minu passing by, so she pulls Tae-moo towards her. When Minu leaves, Hari says to Tae-moo, I came to say that I don't want to have any relationship with you. Then Hari starts leaving. Tae-moo says to her, I will marry you. Hari says, what are you talking about? Tae-moo says, then tell me a reason why you don't want to marry me. Hari says, I am not interested in you, so I don't want to marry you. And besides, you look like a flying dinosaur to me. Saying this, Hari leaves. In the next scene, Tae-moo is in the office and Cha-seong shows him a picture of a flying dinosaur. Tae-moo says, this doesn't look like me at all. Cha-seong says, no, it looks a bit like you. Hearing this, Tae-moo looks at him. Then Hari and Jong meet at a place and drink a lot. The next morning, when Hari's mom wakes them up, they think, how did we get here? Then the night scene is shown where a police officer drops Hari and Jong home because they were too drunk. Then they are doing strange things in front of the police. Hari's mom scolds them and says, you both go upstairs. Then Hari and Jong remember what they did at night, and they start apologizing to mom. Then Tae-moo is having breakfast with his grandfather and thinking, how do I tell grandpa the truth? Just then he gets a message from Jong, I want to meet you. Seeing this, Tae-moo becomes happy. Then he is in the office, and he says to Cha-seong, I thought Jong ended everything last night, but now she has called me to meet, so I think she is ready to marry me. Cha-seong says, but I don't think so. Meanwhile, Hari says to Jong, you go and meet Tae-moo and tell him the truth. Then Hari is working in the office when her colleague gets a call from Minu. Seeing the call, she is shocked. Then she takes leave from the director and follows her colleague and sees her sitting with Minu in a restaurant. Seeing this, Hari becomes very sad and thinks, the one I liked has become someone else's girlfriend today. Then Hari enters the office upset and sees Tae-moo in front of her and runs away. While running, she bumps into a man, causing her to fall, and her slipper flies and hits Tae-moo's face. Because of this, Tae-moo's nose starts bleeding. Tae-moo asks, whose slipper is this? Hari sees that it's her slipper, so she runs away from there, and Tae-moo sees her running and runs after her. All the workers of the company are watching as their company president is running after a girl with a slipper in his hand. Then Hari reaches the lift and tries to open it. As soon as the lift opens, she goes inside and immediately closes the lift. Just as the lift is about to close, Tae-moo throws her slipper inside, causing the lift to open again, and Tae-moo comes inside and asks her, is this your slipper? Hari denies it and says, no. So Tae-moo looks at her feet and realizes that it is her slipper. Then Tae-moo says, you are the same girl who did the experiment with fish, right? Hari says, yes. Then Tae-moo puts the slipper in front of her feet and says, your record is very good, so I won't say anything to you. Hearing this, Hari becomes happy. Then as soon as the lift opens, Hari runs away from there. Then Hari is working in the office when her director comes to her and asks, what happened? Why are you so sad? Just then, the colleague who went to meet Minu arrives and is very sad. So everyone asks her, what happened? She tells them, Minu rejected me. Hearing this, Hari becomes very happy. Then at night, Jong is parking her car, and she crashes into another car. When she comes out, she sees that Cha-seong is standing in front of her, so she gives him her card and says, whatever damage you have, I will pay for it. Just then, Cha-seong sees the name Jong written on the card from their company and asks her, are you Jong? She says, yes, I am Jong. Just then, Tae-moo also sees this and asks her, if you are Jong from Marion Company, then who was the girl who came to meet me? Jong asks him, who are you to ask all this? So Tae-moo tells her his name and the name of his company. Hearing this, Jong realizes that her lie has been caught. In the next scene, they are sitting in a restaurant, so Jong tells Tae-moo the whole truth. She says, I didn't want to get married, so I hired a girl to do all this. Then, Tae-moo angrily says to Jong, I want to meet that girl and you will make me meet her. Meanwhile, Hari is in her room when Jong messages her, everything is fine. Seeing this, Hari becomes happy. On the other hand, Jong is very worried, thinking, what will I do now? Then Tae-moo is very angry, so he goes to Cha-seong's house and cleans his house to vent his anger, and then cooks food for himself and Cha-seong. When they are eating, Cha-seong says, this is a very good way to get rid of anger. Tae-moo says, yes, it gets rid of anger and also cleans the house. Then Tae-moo says, I will not spare that girl who called me a dinosaur. Now I will take revenge on her. The next morning, Hari is sleeping peacefully on her bed. When she opens her eyes, Jong is sitting in front of her. Hari says to her, you did well by telling them the truth. Then Jong brings Hari to her dress room and says, wear whatever dress you like. So Hari wears a dress. Then Jong does her makeup, and Hari says, even today, I feel like I am going on a date. Then Hari becomes suspicious and asks Jong, am I really going on a date? Jong says, no, it's nothing like that. Then they are sitting in a restaurant. So Jong tells her, Tae-moo is coming to meet you. Hearing this, Hari is shocked and says to Jong, you brought me here by lying. Jong says, apologize to him and everything will be fine. Then Jong runs away from there, and Hari also starts running away. Just then Tae-moo arrives there. Hari sees him and drops her bag, and her parents' restaurant cards also fall out. Hari is picking them up. Just then, Tae-moo comes and calls her fake Jong. Then he also picks up the restaurant card. So Hari is very scared. Then they are sitting at a table and Hari says to him, I needed the money so I did all this. Tae-moo says to her, you deceived me by pretending to be fake Jong. Is this right? So Hari apologizes to him. Then Tae-moo asks her, where do I look like a dinosaur that you called me a dinosaur? Hari says, so that's why you are angry? Tae-moo says, no, I am not angry. Just asking. Hari says, no one told you? You really look like a dinosaur. Hearing this, Tae-moo gets angry. So he says to Hari, whenever I call you, come to meet me. If you don't come, I will come to your restaurant. Hearing this, Hari says, no, I will come. Then Tae-moo asks her name, and she lies and tells her name is Shin-yeom. Then grandfather is watching a drama, and Tae-moo comes there and says, I will not marry Jong. Hearing this, grandfather asks, why? So he doesn't say anything and goes to his room. Meanwhile, when Hari comes home, she sees Jong leaving her house. She catches her and beats her up. Then they are sitting in the room and Hari tells Jong everything. While telling everything, Hari gets angry again and starts beating Jong. Just then, her mom comes there, saves Jong from Hari, and scolds Hari. Then Tae-moo is watching TV and there is a dinosaur on it. Seeing this, Tae-moo gets very angry. So he calls Hari and disturbs her sleep. Tae-moo says to Hari, don't try to run away from here. So Hari says, I won't run. Then Hari says, did you call me so late to say this? Tae-moo says, yes. So Hari gets very angry at all this. And on the other hand, Tae-moo feels good about disturbing Hari's sleep. The next morning, Hari goes to the office, and because her sleep is not complete, she is very tired. Then she sits on her seat and prays that Tae-moo doesn't see her in the office. Then Tae-moo comes to the office and asks Cha-seong about his meetings. Cha-seong says to him, grandfather has canceled all the meetings and has arranged 15 blind dates for you. Today you have to go on them. Then Tae-moo goes on all the dates one by one. When he comes back, Cha-seong asks, which girl is right among them? So Tae-moo says, not a single girl is right. Fake Jong is better than them. Cha-seong also says, yes, that girl is different. Then Tae-moo comes to the office and grandfather is already sitting there. Grandfather asks, which girl did you like? Tae-moo says, none. So grandfather shows him a diary and says, no problem. There are more girls with whom you can go on dates. Hearing this, Tae-moo is shocked and says to grandfather, there is no need for all this. I already have a girlfriend. Grandfather says, then why didn't you tell me about her earlier? Tae-moo says, we had a fight earlier, so I didn't tell, but now everything is fine. Hearing this, grandfather says, introduce her to me soon. Then he leaves. After he leaves, Cha-seong says, why did you lie? Now where will you get a girlfriend? Then Tae-moo calls Hari and asks to meet her. When Hari goes to meet him, he says to her, now you have to act as my girlfriend in front of my grandfather. Hari refuses, so Tae-moo offers her money. Then she thinks that her parents have a lot of debt, and she wants to pay it off. Tae-moo asks her again, but she still refuses. In the next scene, Hari is at home when she gets a call from Tae-moo, and he says, I am standing below your house. Come to meet me. Hari goes to meet him, and Tae-moo gives her a contract. But Hari says, I can't do this job, and gets out of the car and runs away. Tae-moo also comes after her and stops her. Just then, Hari sees her brother coming, so she tries to hide behind Tae-moo. Tae-moo asks, what are you doing? So she puts her hand on his shoulder and starts going inside, and Tae-moo starts falling down. She grabs his hand to save him and falls down with him. Hari's brother feels something and stops there. On the other hand, Tae-moo and Hari are fallen down, and they accidentally kiss. Hari is shocked and says sorry. Then she looks at her brother, who is standing there. Seeing him, she quickly goes down, and her head bumps into Tae-moo's head, causing Tae-moo to faint. Then Hari's brother goes inside. Hari looks at Tae-moo, who is unconscious, and tries to wake him up. The next day, Tae-moo gives Hari a contract, which states that they will act as a couple. But if Hari makes a mistake, she will have to pay 100 times more money. Hari initially refuses, but Tae-moo threatens her that if she doesn't sign the contract, he will file a case against her. So Hari is forced to sign it. After the contract is signed, Tae-moo gives Hari information about his family and says, "Remember this well." Then he says, "You have to meet grandfather on Sunday, and remember all this before that." Then Hari is sitting in her room and memorizing all this. Just then, she gets a call from Tae-moo, and he calls her to meet him. When Hari goes to meet him, he asks her, "How much have you memorized?" So Hari starts telling him everything. Then Hari says, "If grandfather asks where we met for the first time, what will we say?" To this, Tae-moo gives an idea, but Hari doesn't like it. She is going home when she meets her friend Lee Yang on the way. Lee Yang tells her, "My mom kicked me out of the house, so I am looking for an apartment for myself." Then Hari says, "We will say that we met in the rain and shared an umbrella." But Tae-moo refuses to say that. He says, "When I was little, my parents died in an accident in the rain. That's why I don't like rain." Then Tae-moo is driving Hari home, and Hari falls asleep in the car. Tae-moo places his hand under her head, but as soon as Hari wakes up, Tae-moo turns her face towards the window. Then they reach Hari's house, and she gets out of the car. Her makeup is smeared on the window, and Tae-moo smiles when he sees it. The next day, Tae-moo is having a meeting with the people from his company. During the meeting, he asks, "What is the progress of our Italian food line?" The director tells him, "Work is in progress on that project." After the meeting, Hari shows the director a list of some chefs and says, "You can select any one of them." But the director says, "Why don't we give Minu a chance? He is also a very good chef." Hearing this, Hari becomes very happy. Then grandfather is watching TV where a couple kisses. Seeing this, Tae-moo remembers the kiss he had with Hari. Meanwhile, Hari goes to Minu's restaurant and takes photos of the dishes he made. Then she goes home and prepares a presentation for Minu. The next day, Hari gives the presentation to the director, and the director says to her, "Now you have to present this in front of the president." But Hari refuses, so the director drags her to the presentation room, forcing Hari to give the presentation. Then Hari comes with a mask on her face and gives the presentation. Then at night, Hari goes to meet Minu at the restaurant, but she sees Minu with his ex-girlfriend. They are kissing each other. Seeing this, Hari is shocked, and the file falls from her hands. Minu also sees her and says, "Are you here to talk about the project?" Hari says, "We will talk later," and then she leaves. Then Hari is leaving when someone bumps into her, causing her file and phone to fall. Just then, Tae-moo is calling her, and the call gets answered accidentally. Then Hari sits there and starts crying loudly, and Tae-moo hears her crying on the phone. He says, "I don't know what happened that she is crying so much." The next morning, Hari looks at the concert tickets given by Minu, and they have today's date on them. Then Hari goes outside, and Tae-moo comes to take her to meet his grandfather. In the next scene, Hari meets grandfather, and he likes her very much. Then suddenly, grandfather asks Hari, "Hari, why did you break up with Tae-moo?" Hari says, "Tae-moo used to be very busy with his work and never had time for me, so we broke up. But now we have talked about it, and I have no complaints about Tae-moo's work anymore. Because one day I was upset with Tae-moo, and he came to meet me in the rain, leaving his work behind." Then they come outside, and Hari asks Tae-moo, "How was my acting?" Tae-moo says, "I told you not to mention the rain. Still, you mentioned the rain." Then they go outside and eat steamed buns together. Then the concert tickets fall from Hari's purse, and grandfather suggests they go to the concert. In the next scene, grandfather drops them off at the concert venue. When they are about to go inside, Hari says, "Let's wait a bit. When grandfather leaves, we will also go back." But when they turn around, they see grandfather standing there, so they are forced to watch the concert together. During the concert, Hari becomes emotional and starts crying, thinking about Minu. So Tae-moo gives her his handkerchief. Then the concert ends, and they come outside. Tae-moo asks her, "Do you still like him?" Hari says, "Yes, but now he is with his ex-girlfriend, and I am happy for their happiness." Then they go to a stall to eat something. Just then, Hari's mom calls and asks her about dinner. Hari is talking to her, and some kids are playing cricket nearby. They hit the ball, and it comes towards Hari. Tae-moo tries to save her, but the ball hits Hari's eye before he can. Then Tae-moo brings ice for Hari, and she applies it to her eye. Then Hari says to Tae-moo, "You are a very good person, and you should try a real relationship instead of a fake one. I am sure any girl will always be happy with you." Then Hari's taxi arrives, and she leaves. Hari comes home and looks at her eye. Just then, she gets a message from Tae-moo saying, "What happened today was unexpected, but I liked it." Reading this, Hari starts smiling. The next morning, Hari screams loudly, causing her family to get worried. When Hari comes out of her room, her eye is swollen. Her father says, "Your eye is very swollen." Then Hari thinks, "I hope Tae-moo doesn't recognize me because of my eye." Then Hari runs to the office and stands near the lift. She takes out a bandage and places it on her eye. Just then, the lift opens, and Tae-moo is standing in front of her. Seeing this, Hari drops the bandage. Tae-moo sees her face but doesn't recognize her. Then they are going in the lift, and Cha-seong says to Tae-moo, "We have to go to the testing department." Hearing this, Hari is shocked. Then Tae-moo goes to the testing department, and everyone welcomes him. Tae-moo tries the dumplings made by Minu and says, "These are very good." Hearing this, everyone becomes happy. Meanwhile, Hari is hiding in the bathroom, scared of Tae-moo. Outside, two girls are talking about how much Tae-moo liked Minu's dumplings. Hearing this, Hari becomes very happy. In the next scene, Hari goes to meet Minu and says, "You have been approved." Hearing this, Minu becomes happy. In the next scene, grandfather and Tae-moo are having breakfast together. Grandfather asks Tae-moo, "Do you know what Saturday is?" Tae-moo doesn't remember, so grandfather scolds him and tells him, "Saturday is the anniversary of your relationship with Shin-yeom. It will be 1 year." Then Tae-moo goes outside, and grandfather follows him and starts hitting him for forgetting the anniversary. Then grandfather says, "You have to go on a date with Shin-yeom on Saturday." So Tae-moo says to Cha-seong, "Cancel all my meetings on Saturday." Hearing this, Cha-seong is surprised. Meanwhile, Hari and her team go to a shooting site. They are shooting when grandfather arrives there. Seeing him, Hari gets very scared and covers her face with her hair. When the shooting is over, everyone eats together, but Hari is very scared because of grandfather. Then Hari's phone rings, and the director tells her to go and take her call, so she hides her face and goes to take her phone. Just then, she gets a call from Tae-moo. Seeing this, she runs away quickly. Grandfather thinks, "I don't know what happened to this girl." Then, Hari runs to the bathroom and calls Tae-moo. Tae-moo says to her, "Saturday is our fake anniversary, so be ready." Then grandfather also comes to the bathroom, and his worker knocks on the door and says, "Open the door quickly." As soon as Hari opens the door, she sees grandfather and closes the door again. Seeing this, grandfather is surprised and says, "Open the door." But Hari is very scared and doesn't open the door. She doesn't want grandfather to know anything about her. Then grandfather starts opening the door, so Hari opens it too. Grandfather loses his balance and falls backward. Grandfather falls into a tub full of water, getting his clothes wet. Then grandfather wears a worker's clothes and scolds Hari before leaving. In the next scene, grandfather is in the hospital, and he has been seriously injured due to the fall, so he is undergoing treatment. Grandfather says to Tae-moo, "I don't like that girl Hari at all. I don't know why she always keeps her hair over her face." But Tae-moo says she is very good at her job. Grandfather says, "Shin-yeom is also her age, but she is very nice, and look at her. I don't know what she is always up to." Then Hari is at home when Tae-moo calls her and asks to meet. Hari goes to meet him, but dresses very strangely. Tae-moo says, "What are you wearing?" Hari says, "If I didn't come like this, my family would have stopped me." Then Tae-moo gives her a packet and says, "This is for you." Hari takes the packet and becomes very happy, thinking, "Does he like me, that he cares so much about me?" Then she comes home and opens the packet, and there is medicine for her eye. Seeing it, she becomes even happier. The next morning, Hari meets Tae-moo. Tae-moo asks, "How is your eye?" She says, "Thanks to the medicine you gave me, my eye is completely fine now." Then Tae-moo takes Hari to a boutique with him. There, Hari is asked to try on some dresses. She tries on several dresses, but Tae-moo doesn't like any of them. Then Hari wears a dress, and Tae-moo likes it very much. He says, "This dress is good, wear it." But Hari doesn't like the dress much because she is afraid it might tear. Then she asks the boutique worker, "Is there a bigger size of this?" The worker says, "No, this is the only one." Then Hari keeps looking at herself in the mirror, thinking, "I hope this dress doesn't tear." In the next scene, Tae-moo and Hari are sitting in a restaurant. Just then, a chef comes and greets them. Hari says, "It seems they know you well." Tae-moo says, "This restaurant belongs to my grandfather, and we will have to act like a couple in front of these people, or they will tell grandfather." Then he says to Hari, "Let's eat." But Hari's dress feels very tight, so she goes to the bathroom. Then Hari comes out of the bathroom and sits on the chair. Just then, her purse falls down. Then they both bend down to pick it up. A sound comes, and Hari's dress tears from the back, so they both are shocked. Just then, the restaurant workers are bringing a cake towards them. Tae-moo quickly stands behind Hari and doesn't let anyone know why he is standing there. Then the staff brings the cake, and they both blow out the candle together and cut the cake. Then they come out of the restaurant, and Tae-moo is laughing. Hari asks him, "Why are you laughing?" Tae-moo says, "I have never seen someone's dress tear like this." Hari says, "The problem was not with me, it was with this dress." Then Hari starts leaving and her sandal comes off. Taimu comes to her and puts her sandal on. Seeing this, Hari starts thinking about Taimu. Just then, fireworks start, and Hari becomes very happy seeing them. While Hari is watching the fireworks, Taimu starts looking at her. Then he comes to drop Hari home. Hari asks, "What should I do with this dress?" Taimu says, "Even though our anniversary was fake, this gift is real. You keep it." Hari says, "I had a lot of fun today." Taimu also says, "I had a lot of fun too." Then Hari goes home. Hari comes home and puts the dress in the cupboard. Just then, she sees a photo taken by the restaurant staff. Seeing it, she becomes very happy. Meanwhile, Taimu is also going home, and he is also very happy. Just then, he sees that Shinyum's wallet is left in the car, so he goes to give it to her at her house. Then Taimu goes to Hari's house and calls Shinyum, but she doesn't answer the call. Just then, he gets out of the car and sees Hari there. He thinks, "What is she doing here?" Then he sees Shinyum's wallet, and there is a photo of Hari in it. Seeing this, he feels very strange. Then he calls Shinyum to check, and Hari receives the call. Seeing all this, Taimu understands that Hari and Shinyum are the same person. Then Hari is in a restaurant and her brother comes in. He gives Hari her purse and says, "I found this lying outside." Seeing this, Hari is shocked and thinks, "How did this go outside?" On the other hand, Taimu quickly goes to his office and checks Hari's biodata. From this, he understands everything and becomes very angry. He says, "She did all this to me?" The next morning, Hari is in the office, and Taimu messages her to meet. Then Hari, pretending to be Shinyum, goes to meet Taimu. Taimu doesn't let her know that he knows the truth about her. Taimu asks her, "What does your company do?" Hari says, "Why are you asking all this now?" Taimu says, "You know everything about me, but I don't know anything about you. And if grandfather asks, what will I tell him about what you do?" Just then, Hari's eyes fall on a cup and glass, and she says, "We make cups and glasses and things like that." Then they come outside, and Taimu calls Chaseong and says, "Set a meeting with the food department." Hearing this, Hari is shocked. Taimu says, "Come on, I'll drop you off." Hari says, "No, I'll go by myself." Then she runs away from there. When Hari reaches the office, she sees that Taimu is already there. She gets a little nervous. Just then, Taimu calls her and says, "You are very late." Then Taimu says to her, "I want to change the way you make dumplings. Now make it in a new way and show me." Then Taimu is in his office and tells Chaseong, Hari and Shinyom are the same person. Hearing this, Chaseong asks, "What will you do now?" Taimu says, "Now I will take revenge on her." Meanwhile, Hari works very hard to make the dumplings, so Taimu comes to her department and checks the dumplings, but he rejects them and says, "Make them again." Hari makes the dumplings again and brings them to the office, but Taimu rejects them without tasting them. After that, Taimu leaves his office, and Hari is standing outside with her dumplings, but Taimu rejects them too. Hari, a little angry, says to him, "Why are you doing all this?" Taimu doesn't say anything to her and leaves. In the next scene, grandfather comes to the office and sees Hari's photo and says, "This is the same girl because of whom I fell." Hearing this, Taimu is getting angry. Then they are eating, and grandfather says to Taimu, "I miss Shinyom, so you have to make me meet her soon." Just then, Hari comes there, and she starts hiding her face when she sees grandfather and Taimu. In the next scene, Taimu meets Shinyom and says, "You will have to go somewhere with me very soon." Hari refuses. Taimu says to her, "If you don't listen to me, you will have to pay me a penalty." Hearing this, Hari agrees. In the next scene, Taimu is very angry, and he goes to Chaseong's house and starts cleaning it. In the next scene, Hari falls asleep while making dumplings in the office. Just then, Taimu comes there and wakes her up. Hari says, "Are you here to try the dumplings?" Taimu says, "Yes." Hari says, "I'll let you taste them." As soon as Hari starts taking out the dumplings, her hand gets burned. Taimu wants to help her, but he doesn't because Hari has lied to him a lot. Then he says to Hari, "Make them again," and leaves. Then Taimu is at home and thinks, Hari knows that she lied to me. She should have apologized to me. Then he thinks, today, Hari's hand got burned in the office. He says, what a crazy girl, she can't even take care of herself. After that, he also starts thinking, why do I care so much about her? In the next scene, Hari is at a bar with her office team, and she drinks a lot. After that, Hari is sitting in a place and calls Taimu and says, you told me that I would have to pay a penalty, so how much penalty do I have to pay? Taimu replies, you have had too much to drink, we'll talk in the morning. Just then, Hari sees two guys in front of her and her phone falls from her hand and turns off. Taimu hears all this and gets very worried. He says, Hari has had too much to drink and I don't know where she is. Then he goes out to find her and looks for her in many places, but then he finds Hari in a park. Then Taimu picks up Hari and Hari says, It feels like I am dreaming that you care so much about me and came here so late. Then Hari rests her head on Taimu's shoulder and says, I have something to tell you. Taimu asks her, what do you want to tell me? Hari says, Shinyom and Hari are me. Then she says, I feel so good after telling the truth. Then Hari also apologizes to him. Just then, Hari's brother arrives and seeing him, Taimu hides behind a tree. Then Hari's brother takes her away. Taimu returns home and keeps thinking about Hari. He wonders, why did I help Hari? Why did I go out looking for her so late? The next morning, Hari's mom wakes her up and Hari asks her, how did I get here? Hari's mom says, you don't remember anything? You drank a lot last night, don't do that again. Then she says to Hari, get up quickly, you're late for the office. Then Hari checks her phone and finds a message from Taimu. The message says, I have fired you. Seeing this, Hari is shocked and quickly calls Taimu. When Taimu answers the call, Hari asks, why did you send this message? Taimu says, from today, you don't need to act as my girlfriend anymore. Hearing this, Hari is shocked and thinks, what happened that Taimu ended this contract? But then she is very happy because the contract is over. Then Hari goes to the office, and she looks very happy today. She sits with her director. The director says, from now on, you don't need to work on the dumplings because Taimu has selected your first dumplings. Hearing this, Hari is shocked and thinks, how did this happen suddenly? Then she says, well, that's good. At least they liked my first dumplings. In the next scene, Taimu and Chaseong are sitting on a flight. Chaseong asks, how did this sudden business trip plan come about? Taimu says, I don't know why, but I feel like I've gotten very close to Hari and I like her. So I planned this trip. I'll stay away from her for a few days and everything will be fine. In the next scene, Taimu is in a meeting and he sees Hari there. Then he goes outside and bumps into a girl and he also sees Hari's face in her. Then he is sitting in a place and there too he sees Hari and she says, you came so far to forget me and I am here too. So why don't you admit that you like me? Then Taimu looks and sees that there is no one there. Thinking this, Taimu becomes worried. Then Hari is putting some items in her cupboard and she sees the same clothes that Taimu got for her. Seeing those clothes, she remembers the moments spent with Taimu. She misses Taimu a lot. After that, Hari is in the office when she gets a call from grandfather and he asks her to meet him. Then Hari becomes very worried and thinks, what should I do now? Then Hari calls Taimu and tells him everything. In the next scene, Taimu reaches home and is going inside. Just then, Hari also arrives there. Seeing her, Taimu grabs her hand and starts taking her inside. Hari stops and says, I need to talk to you about something important. Taimu stops and calls her by her real name. He says, I know everything, Hari. Hearing this, Hari is shocked and asks, how did you know my real name? Taimu says, I already knew everything. All the secrets you kept, I know them now. Hari becomes even more nervous about this. In the next scene, we are shown a morning scene where Hari is lying on her bed and thinking, Taimu already knew everything. He was acting with me. Then Taimu arrives at the office with Chaseong. When he arrives, Hari is standing with her colleague. But as soon as she sees Taimu coming, she runs away. Taimu hears her name and starts looking around, but he doesn't find Hari. Then he goes to her department to find her, but he doesn't find Hari there either. Then Taimu looks for her in the lab, and Hari is hiding there, but he sees her hair and leaves. Then he messages her to meet after work. Then Taimu tells Chaseong, I have started liking Hari. Chaseong says, you used to hate her. Taimu replies, yes, I used to hate her. But now I have started liking her, and I have decided that I will marry her. In the next scene, Taimu and Hari meet at a restaurant, and there Taimu confesses his love to her, and Hari starts looking at him. But in reality, nothing like that happens. Instead, Taimu is practicing how he will propose to Hari. Then Hari comes there, and Taimu becomes very nervous seeing her. Taimu is about to confess his love to her when Hari says, I know what I did was completely wrong, and that's why you will fire me from the job. So I brought my resignation letter with me. Then she shows her resignation letter to Taimu. Taimu, surprised, says, you are resigning? Hari replies, I know you will fire me, so I am resigning myself. Then she says, if you want, you can give me another chance. I have never done anything wrong with my work. Then she goes to Taimu and starts telling him about her work. Hearing all this, Taimu is shocked because he had thought something else, but something else is happening here. In the next scene, Taimu and Chaseong play racquetball, and after playing, Taimu tells Chaseong everything. Chaseong says, you are a bad boss to her, always scolding her. From now on, you have to treat her very well and do something to make her come to you. The next day, Hari goes to meet Taimu, and Taemu takes out her resignation letter. Hari thinks that Taemu is going to sign it, and she closes her eyes. But Taemu tears up her resignation letter and says to Hari, "You were right, you are very good at your job, so I will not fire you." Then he asks her to meet after work. Hearing this, Hari comes outside and becomes very happy. In the next scene, Hari and Taemu arrive at the theater. Hari says, "What project are we going to discuss here?" Taemu says, "We are going to explore some things from movies here." Then they come and sit in the seats. Hari asks, "Isn't there anyone else here?" Taemu replies, "I have booked the entire theater." Then Hari is adjusting her chair, but it doesn't get adjusted. Taemu helps her, and meanwhile, they get close to each other. Then Hari leaves there and goes outside, pretending to go to the bathroom. Then she looks at herself in the mirror in the bathroom and feels very nervous. Then she comes out of the bathroom and meets her director there. Hari asks her, "What are you doing here?" She says, "We are here to watch a movie." Then Hari quickly comes inside and says to Taemu, "There is a big problem." He asks, "What happened?" Hari says, "The director has come here." They are talking when the director comes inside. So Hari stands in front of Taemu and slaps him on the face, telling him to run away from there. Taemu leaves and hides behind another seat. Then the director comes to Hari and sits there to watch the movie. Meanwhile, Taemu is sitting with his hand on his face. Then he quietly leaves from there. Then Taemu sits outside, waiting for Hari. When Hari comes outside, Taemu calls her and says, "Tell them to leave from here." Hari says, "We are all going for drinks. They asked me, so I couldn't refuse." Then they leave from there, and Taemu sits there sadly thinking about what is happening. Then Taemu comes to the office and sits there, checking Hari's Instagram ID. He finds out that Hari likes food from a particular place. The next day, Taemu comes to a function with his grandfather. During the function, grandfather asks to eat there, but Taemu says, "I have to go eat somewhere else." Then he leaves. Grandfather becomes very happy and says to Chaseong, "I know he is going to eat with Shinyum." Meanwhile, Hari arrives at a place and is very happy that she is going on a business trip with Taemu. Then she calls Taemu and says, "I have reached here. Where are you?" Just then, Taemu arrives. Seeing him, Hari thinks he looks very handsome and cool. Then she turns the other way and thinks, "What am I thinking? I should focus on my work." Then she goes to Taemu and says, "Why are we going there?" Taemu replies, "We will go there and taste the food from different places. Maybe we will get some new ideas." So Hari tells Taemu about different places, but Taemu says to her, "No, we will go to the place I have selected first." Then Taemu goes to put her luggage in the car. When he comes back, he sees Hari sitting in the driver's seat. Taemu asks, "What are you doing here?" Hari says, "You are my boss, and how can you drive the car when I am here?" Taemu agrees with her and sits in the other seat. Then Hari starts driving. After that, they reach a place, but it is closed. Then Taemu gets a call from someone, and he says, "The work you mentioned is done." Taemu says, "Okay, we are coming." Then they both go to the beach, and Hari sees a burger stall there. Seeing it, she becomes very happy. Actually, Taemu had arranged this stall for Hari. Then Hari goes there, takes a burger, and becomes very happy. Then they both sit and eat the burger, and Hari says, "I am very happy to come here and eat this burger." Then she starts talking about her childhood, and Taemu is smiling, listening to her. Then they are coming back, and it starts raining on the way. Because of the rain, Taemu starts feeling unwell. He stops the car at a place and says to Hari, "You get out here." Hari says, "How can I get out here?" Taemu says, "I have to go to an important meeting." Then she says, "How will I go home from here?" Taemu shouts at her, and Hari gets out there. Then Taemu drives away from there, and Hari stands at the bus stop in the rain. Then Hari sees an umbrella there, so she picks it up and opens it, but the umbrella is broken too. Hari says, "I don't know why all this is happening to me." On the other hand, Taemu stops the car at a place. He remembers his parents' accident because of the rain, and remembering all this, Taemu starts crying. After a while, Taemu thinks about Hari, so he comes back to find her. When he reaches the bus stop, he sees that Hari is not there. Then he calls her, but her number doesn't connect. Meanwhile, Hari is in a hotel room and is very worried. She is thinking, "I don't know if Taemu is taking revenge on me." Then she remembers that Taemu doesn't like rain. Then she quickly goes downstairs and takes her phone from the management, which she had given them to charge. Just then, Minu's girlfriend and her friends arrive there, so Hari goes to them. Hari asks them, "What are you doing here?" Then Minu's girlfriend says, "Minu has a shoot here, so we came here." Then she says to Hari, "You came with your boyfriend? Who is your boyfriend?" Just then, Taemu arrives and says, "I am her boyfriend." Then we are shown a scene from a while ago when Taemu was calling Hari and a girl answered Hari's phone. So Taemu asked her about Hari's whereabouts, and that girl told him that Hari is here, so Tae-moo came here. Then Minu's girlfriend says, let's all have dinner together, and they are about to go for dinner. Then Hari stops Tae-moo and says, why are you doing all this now? Tae-moo says, I saved your dignity in front of your friends. Then Minu's girlfriend says, I don't think that guy is her boyfriend. I think it's all a lie. A girl says, have you seen that guy's clothes? They are so expensive. Another girl says, Hari must have bought him those clothes. Then Minu's girlfriend says, Hari doesn't have the means to buy such expensive clothes. Hari and Tae-moo are also listening to their conversation. Tae-moo says, see, these people are talking about you. Hari says, it's all my fault. Once they were teasing me about their boyfriends, so I lied that I also have a boyfriend. Tae-moo says, then look, I'll show them that your boyfriend is better than theirs. Then Tae-moo orders various dishes for them and says, today's meal is on me. Hari is looking at the prices on the menu card. So Tae-moo takes the menu card from her and says, don't worry about this. Then he takes out his credit card and says, leave all this to me. Then he takes great care of Hari. Seeing all this, Minu's girlfriend's friends are very impressed with Tae-moo. After finishing the meal, both of them go to their room. Hari says to Tae-moo, can't we get separate rooms? Tae-moo says, have you ever seen couples staying in separate rooms? If we do that, your friends will know the truth. Then Tae-moo takes off his coat, and Hari thinks he looks very handsome. Tae-moo says, don't worry, you sleep on the bed, I'll sleep on the sofa. Hearing this, Hari immediately sits on the sofa and says, I'll sleep on the sofa. Tae-moo sits on the sofa and says, when you fall asleep, I'll leave here. Then he comes closer to Hari and says, what are you thinking in your heart? Tae-moo coming close to her makes Hari a bit uncomfortable. She quickly gets up and runs away, saying, I'll sleep on the bed. Meanwhile, when Minu arrives at the hotel, his girlfriend tells him Hari's boyfriend is Tae-moo. Hearing this, Minu is shocked. Then both lie down in their places, and Tae-moo is thinking that they won't be able to sleep tonight. The next morning, Hari is sleeping, and she gets a call from Tae-moo. Tae-moo says, you were sleeping, so I didn't wake you up, and I went to exercise. He also says, after a while, some people will come here, so open the door for them. After a while, the hotel management brings a lot of clothes. The manager says, these clothes were sent by Tae-moo for you, you can wear whatever you like. Then Hari gets ready and is about to leave when she meets Minu. Minu asks her, why didn't you tell me that Tae-moo is your boyfriend? Just then, Tae-moo arrives and says to Hari, you can tell him that I am your boyfriend. Then Hari is feeling unwell and wants to go back home. And Tae-moo also has an important meeting, so they are both about to leave. Just then, Minu and his friends arrive. They say, we thought we would spend 2 days together, but you are leaving early. Minu says to Hari, you stay here and let Tae-moo go. Hearing this, Tae-moo says, it's okay, I can change my schedule for Hari. Then they both stay there, but Hari didn't want to stay, so she feels a bit sad. Then they go boating. Tae-moo offers his hand to Hari to help her get on the boat, but Hari doesn't take his hand and goes inside. The other friends hold Tae-moo's hand and get on the boat. Then Minu's friends praise Minu, you are very good at fishing. Hearing all this makes Tae-moo angry, and he also starts fishing. They catch a lot of fish after a while, but then Hari's condition worsens and she starts to fall. Minu catches her and says, what happened to you? Hearing this, Tae-moo turns around, sees Hari, comes to her and holds her. He asks, what happened to you? Hari says, I have a stomach ache. Then Tae-moo takes out his car and is taking Hari to the hospital. Minu says to him, I'll come with you. Tae-moo says to him, no, I can take care of my girlfriend. Then he takes Hari away from there. While they are going, Hari says to Tae-moo, I am fine now. We should go home. Tae-moo says to her, you keep quiet. Then Tae-moo gets an important meeting call. Brr, so he cancels it. Hari is watching all this and says, I am fine now, don't cancel your meeting. Tae-moo looks at her angrily. Then Hari is sleeping in the car. When she wakes up, they are standing near Hari's house. Hari says to Tae-moo, if we had reached, you should have woken me up. Tae-moo says, you were sleeping. I didn't want to disturb you. Then Hari thanks Tae-moo and leaves. While Hari is leaving, Tae-moo thinks, I should confess my feelings. Then he gets out of the car and stops Hari. He says, don't you know what I think about you? I tried to learn about your favorite things and did everything you like for you. Hari says, I don't understand what you're talking about. Then Tae-moo confesses his love to her and also says, take as much time as you need to think. Then Hari comes home and is thinking about Tae-moo. She thinks, does he really love me? Just then, her mom comes there with new clothes for her. Hari says, I will try these clothes tomorrow morning. Then she falls asleep thinking about Tae-moo. The next day, she wears the clothes given by her mom and comes out, and her family is very happy to see her. In the next scene, Tae-moo is in his office thinking about Hari. At the same time, he is looking at his phone to see if there is any message from Hari. Just then, his grandfather comes there and shows him a photo of him and Hari. Grandfather asks him, "What is all this?" He says, "I thought you were dating Shinyum, but what are you doing with this girl?" Taimu admits it. At this, grandfather's anger increases, and he starts chasing Taimu to hit him. Then grandfather starts hitting Taimu with a stick. Taimu catches the stick and says, "I broke up with Shinyum. So if I make someone else my girlfriend now, it won't be cheating." At this, grandfather gets angry and says, "You must have lied to her, that's why you broke up." Meanwhile, Hari meets Jung and tells her everything. Jung is very happy to know all this and says, "I had already thought that Taimu likes you." The next day, Hari is in her office and is taking a photo of a dish made by Minu. Just then, Taimu and Cha Seong arrive there. Taimu doesn't see her, but Cha Seong sees her and says hello. So Hari also says hello to him. Then Hari is in her department and is spraying vitamin C on her face. At the same time, she is thinking about Taimu. Then she thinks, "Why am I thinking about him? I have to reject him." So she starts spraying more on her face. The next day, when Hari comes to the office, she sees Taimu coming and hides behind a pillar because she didn't want to meet him face to face. Then she goes to her department, and her colleagues are looking at a photo of Taimu and her, in which Hari's face is not visible. They are talking. "I wonder what Taimu's girlfriend will be like." Hearing this, Hari thinks, "When they find out this is my photo, I don't know what they will think about me." Then Taimu is in a meeting, but he is very angry because of Hari, and starts taking out his anger on everyone in the meeting. After that, Taimu is having a meeting with the food department, and he finds out that Minu's shoot is happening today, and Hari will be there. Then Taimu thinks, "It's been a whole week, but Hari hasn't replied to me yet." In the next scene, everyone is at the shoot. Just then, Minu comes to the director and thanks her. Minu says, "It's because of you that I have reached here." The director says, "No problem." Just then, Hari comes there and says to the director, "The girl who was supposed to shoot with Minu took too many tablets on an empty stomach, because of which she is intoxicated and can't shoot now." The director looks at her and says, "She can't shoot." Then she looks at Hari and says, "You shoot with Minu today." Hari initially refuses, but then agrees to shoot. Then the shoot starts. Just then, Taimu and Cha Seong also arrive there. Hari is chopping vegetables during the shoot. Just then, she sees Taimu and gets nervous because of it. In this nervousness, she presses the sauce bottle, and the sauce gets on her hand. Everyone thinks Hari has cut herself with a knife and is bleeding. Taimu also steps forward to help her, but Cha Seong stops him. Then Minu asks Hari, "Are you okay?" Hari says, "Yes, I'm fine." Then she tells everyone, "I accidentally pressed the sauce bottle, and this isn't blood, it's sauce." Hearing this, Taimu relaxes. Then Hari is in the bathroom. When she comes out of the bathroom, Taimu is standing in front of her. Hari gets nervous seeing him and doesn't know what to say. Just then, Cha Seong comes and says to Taimu, "Grandfather is here." Hearing this, Taimu is shocked. Then he looks at Hari's face and thinks, "I hope grandfather doesn't recognize her." He says to Cha Seong, "You handle grandfather," and then he takes Hari and runs away. Then grandfather comes inside and asks Cha Seong, "Where is Taimu?" Cha Seong says, "He isn't here." Meanwhile, Taimu takes Hari and hides in a room. Just then, grandfather also comes into the same room. There they say to Cha Seong, "Tell Taimu if he doesn't date Shinyum, I will arrange a blind date for him." Taimu and Hari hear all this and are close to each other. Then grandfather leaves. Taimu asks Hari for her answer. Hari refuses him. Taimu says, "Why are you saying that?" Hari says, "We are completely different. You are the boss and I am your employee. If people find out, what will they think?" Hearing this, Taimu says, "I don't care about that. I like you, and I will keep asking you for a date until you say yes." Hearing this, Hari becomes emotional and kisses Taimu. So Taimu also kisses her. Then Hari comes to her senses and pushes Taimu away. Taimu says, "Should I take this kiss as your yes?" Hari says, "No, I made a mistake, but that doesn't mean I said yes." Saying this, she leaves. Then Taimu goes home and is thinking about that kiss. On the other hand, Hari is also thinking about the same thing, and neither of them can sleep. The next day, Taimu is in the office. He calls Hari, but Hari doesn't pick up his call. In the next scene, Taimu and Hari are sitting in the car. Taimu says, "I called you, but why didn't you pick up my call?" Hari says, "I was very scared, so I didn't pick up the call." Then Taimu says, "If you don't like me, why did you kiss me?" Hari says, "I made a mistake. I'll do anything to make up for it." After that, they are in a restaurant. Taimu says, "You kissed me without asking. Now you have to do something to make up for the kiss." Hearing this, Hari puts her hand over her mouth. The next day, Hari's mom and dad are working, and Hari comes there and says, "I'll help you." Just then, Hari's dad gets a stomachache. Hari asks, "What happened?" Dad says, "Nothing, I'll be fine after going to the bathroom." In the next scene, Hari goes to meet Tae-moo. She asks, "Why did you call me here?" Tae-moo says, "You said you would do anything to make up for the kiss, so you have to spend today with me." Then they take different rides and enjoy a lot. After that, Tae-moo puts a hairband on Hari, in which she looks cute. Then Hari also puts a hairband on Tae-moo. Tae-moo finds it strange, so Hari laughs at him. Then Hari and Tae-moo are sitting somewhere and eating hot dogs. Tae-moo says, "I used to come here with my parents and eat hot dogs." Hari is listening to him, so Tae-moo starts telling her more about his parents. Then they are talking when Hari gets a call. The call says, "Your mom and dad are admitted to the hospital." Hearing this, Hari is shocked. In the next scene, she goes to the hospital to meet her mom and dad. She sees that her mom has a hand injury. Then mom tells her about dad, so Hari goes to meet her dad. She sees that dad has appendicitis. Hari is shocked to see this. Mom says, "There are no vacant rooms in the hospital right now, and we are waiting for a room to become available." Just then, a nurse comes and says, "A VIP room has been booked for you." Hearing this, they are shocked and ask, "Who booked the VIP room?" Just then, Tae-moo arrives and says, "I did." Hearing this, mom becomes happy. Then Hari says, "He works with me in the office." Tae-moo agrees with this. Then they are shifted to the room. This room is very nice and the bed is quite comfortable. Hari's dad says, "I wish I could stay here for 3 more days." Mom also starts saying the same. Hearing all this, Hari tries to quiet them, but they don't stop and talk a lot. Listening to them, Hari feels embarrassed in front of Tae-moo. Meanwhile, Minu has come to Hari's house. He gets injured on his hand, so Hari's brother says, "There's a bandage in Hari's room, use it." Minu goes to Hari's room and finds the fake girlfriend contract between Tae-moo and Hari. Seeing this, Minu understands that Tae-moo and Hari's relationship is fake. Then, Tae-moo comes to drop Hari at her home. Hari apologizes to him on behalf of her parents. Then Tae-moo says, "Now you have to pay back the kiss." Hearing this, Hari is shocked and can't say anything. Just then, Minu arrives and hears this. Then he hits Tae-moo. Seeing this, Hari is shocked and thinks, "What is he doing?" Then Tae-moo also steps forward to hit Minu. Hari comes between them and stops Tae-moo. Then she takes Minu away from there. Seeing this, Tae-moo feels very bad. In the next scene, Minu and Hari are sitting somewhere. Minu shows the contract to Hari. Hari asks, "Where did you find this?" Minu says, "I found it at your house." Then Minu says, "I know everything. You both are in a fake relationship." Hari says, "What does it matter to you? Mind your own business." Then Minu starts bad-mouthing Tae-moo. Hari can't tolerate this, so she gets angry and says to him, "You should apologize to Tae-moo." After this, she takes the contract and leaves. Then Hari comes home and thinks about Tae-moo. She thinks, "The way I sided with Minu in front of Tae-moo must have hurt Tae-moo a lot." Then she becomes very worried thinking about this and messages Tae-moo. On the other hand, Tae-moo is also at home and feels very sad. He sees Hari's message but doesn't reply. In the next scene, Hari is going somewhere with her office colleagues to play a match. She checks her phone and thinks, "Did Tae-moo message me?" But there is no message from Tae-moo, so she feels sad. Meanwhile, Tae-moo goes to his office and meets his grandfather there. Tae-moo asks, "What are you doing here?" Grandfather says, "I have arranged a blind date for you this evening and you have to go there." Then everyone is playing the match. An announcement is made. Whoever wins this competition will get a chance to have dinner with Tae-moo. Hearing this, Hari thinks, "I won't let anyone else have a chance to have dinner with Tae-moo." Then she plays the match very well, but during the match, she gets injured. Still, she doesn't give up and performs well. In the end, she wins the match. After the match, everyone is celebrating. Just then, the director says, "Today, Tae-moo has gone on a date with some girl." Hearing this, Hari feels very sad. Then Hari comes outside and sits in a taxi. She calls Tae-moo and says, "How can you go on a date with someone else? I like you, and how can you do this to me?" Hearing this, Tae-moo becomes happy and says, "What did you think I would really go on a date with someone else?" Then they come to meet each other. Just then, there is a traffic jam on the way. They both run and meet on a bridge. Tae-moo says, "If you come any closer, I won't let you go." Hearing this, Hari steps forward and says, "I will pay you back with a kiss." Then she kisses Tae-moo. After that, Tae-moo also kisses her, and their love story begins here. The next morning, when Hari wakes up, she gets a call from Tae-moo. Tae-moo says, "I'm waiting for you outside." Hearing this, Hari quickly gets ready and goes outside. Then they both go to a restaurant. Tae-moo says, "Today, I will cook for you." Then Tae-moo starts cooking, and Hari watches him. After a while, Tae-moo brings the food. When Hari is about to taste it, she drops the spoon. Tae-moo bends down to pick up the spoon and sees that Hari is wearing 2 different shoes. Tae-moo says, "You came here in a hurry and wore 2 different shoes." Hearing this, Hari is shocked. In the next scene, Hari is in the office. Just then, a parcel arrives. The delivery boy says, "This parcel is sent by your boyfriend." Hearing this, everyone comes to Hari and asks, "Who is your boyfriend?" Hari says, "I don't have a boyfriend. My friend sent this." The parcel contains sandals for Hari. Meanwhile, Taimou is in a meeting, but his mind is not in it. He is writing love lines for Hari on his tablet. Chaseong sees him and says, "We are having a meeting and what are you doing?" Then Taimou comes to Hari's department to meet her. He is happy to see Hari wearing the sandals. Then he shows her his tablet, on which he had written the love lines. Hari sees her team members coming. She knocks the tablet down and says, "There was a mosquito on it." After that, Chaseong takes Taimou away. In the next scene, Minu meets Hari and apologizes for that day. Hari says, "Taimou and I are now really dating." Hearing this, Minu becomes sad. Just then, Taimou arrives and asks Hari for dinner in front of everyone. Taimou says, "Hari won the match that day, and now I have to go to dinner with her." Hari agrees to this. Then Hari is going to dinner with Taimou. Her team members come and wish her all the best. Then Taimou comes into the lift and Hari goes with him. Then Hari takes Taimou to a place. Taimou says, "This is my first time coming here." After that, they are in the park. Hari says, "I am very happy today." Taimou says, "I am also very happy." Then he comes close to Hari. Hari thinks Taimou will kiss her, so she closes her eyes. But Taimou removes something from her cheek. Hari turns her face away. Then Taimou turns her face towards him and kisses her. Hari also holds his collar and kisses him. In the next scene, Grandfather and Taimou are coming in the lift. Grandfather asks, "Who are you dating?" But Taimou doesn't tell, so Grandfather gets angry. Just then, Grandfather starts having stomach pain. Grandfather says, "Stop anywhere, I need to go to the bathroom." Meanwhile, in the lab, there is a quarrel between the director and one of her workers. The director had not approved his article, so the worker had messaged the group, revealing that the director and the worker were boyfriend-girlfriend. This made the director angry. She starts chasing the worker. Just then, Hari comes and tries to stop them. Hari says, "This is the men's toilet. Someone will see you." Just then, the director chases the worker. She bumps into Hari, and Hari falls down. Her sandal also comes off. Hari thinks someone is coming, so she hides in the toilet. Just then, Grandfather and Taimou arrive there. Grandfather sees the sandal and says, "There is a girl here." Taimou and Chaseong recognize that the sandal belongs to Hari in the bathroom. Grandfather keeps knocking on the door. Taimou tries to stop him, but Grandfather doesn't listen. He keeps knocking on the door. Just then, Hari comes out. Grandfather says, "That day, you didn't let me go to the bathroom, and today, what are you doing here?" Hari doesn't say anything, so Grandfather tells her to leave. Then Hari picks up her sandal and leaves. Then Hari is going to dinner with her team members. Taimou also arrives there. He asks, "Where are you all going?" They say, "We are going to dinner." Taimou also goes with them. Then there, they feel very nervous because of Taimou. Hari messages Taimou, "You should leave, they are getting nervous." Taimou says to them, "Why are you nervous seeing me? Let's drink together." Then they all eat together, drink, and enjoy a lot. In the next scene, everyone comes outside. The others go one way, and Hari and Taimou are standing together. Just then, Grandfather arrives and asks, "What are you both doing here?" Taimou says, "We were discussing a project." Grandfather says, "What project were you discussing so late?" Just then, the other workers also come back. Seeing them, Taimou says, "We were really discussing a project." Seeing them, Grandfather believes them. Then Hari goes with them, and Taimou goes with Grandfather. Then they both return home. Grandfather asks Taimou about his girlfriend. Taimou says, "I will introduce her to you in a few days." Saying this, he leaves. In the next scene, Hari is with Taimou, Jong, and Chaseong. Just then, she gets a call about her brother. Then everyone goes to the restaurant and sees that Hari's mom and dad are not at home. Just then, Hari's brother runs away with money from the restaurant. Hari sees all this in the CCTV footage and calls her brother, but his call doesn't go through. Hari gets very angry about all this. Then Taimou is looking at Hari's childhood photos. Hari takes those photos. Just then, some ladies come to eat. Hari says to them, "The restaurant is closed today." The ladies say, "We are hungry." Then everyone cooks for them and feeds them. After that, they sit down to eat themselves. Just then, Hari spills a cold drink on Taimou's clothes. Hari says, "Sorry." Taimou says, "It's okay." Then Hari takes him to her home and gives him her brother's clothes to wear. She is watching him, so Taimou says, "Do you want to watch me change my shirt?" Hearing this, Hari feels embarrassed. Meanwhile, Jong is drinking a cold drink. Just then, Hari's mom and dad arrive. They see Jong and Chaseong there. They ask Jong, "Who is he?" Jong says, "He is my boyfriend." Then Jong tries to call Hari, but Hari's call doesn't go through. Meanwhile, Taimou comes wearing Hari's brother's shirt. Hari is watching him when she hears her mom's voice. Hari's mom is coming inside the house. Jong doesn't let her in and shouts, "Hari, your mom is here." Inside, Hari doesn't know where to hide Tae-moo. Then she hides him in her room. In the next scene, everyone is sitting and drinking together. Hari's mom is asking Jong about Cha Seong. Hari says, they are neighbors, that's why they fell in love with each other. Then Hari says to her mom and dad, it's very late, let's go to sleep now. But her mom says, no, we will drink more. Hari is very troubled by all this. Then her mom's drink finishes. Hari says, now the drinks are also finished, let's go to sleep. But dad says, there is a bottle in Hari's room, I'll get it. Then he goes to get the bottle. Seeing this, everyone is shocked. So Hari also goes after dad. When she enters the room, she doesn't see Tae-moo. After dad leaves, Hari closes the door and looks for Tae-moo. Then she opens the cupboard and finds Tae-moo sitting inside. Tae-moo says, I don't think all this will end soon. I should leave. Hari takes him to the window and says, you can leave from here. Tae-moo looks at her and says, if I jump from here, I'll die. Hari says, I was thinking the same. Then Hari takes Tae-moo out of the room, and when her dad goes to the kitchen, Jung signals Hari. So Hari quickly sends Tae-moo out and also goes after him. Hari's dad sees her leaving and asks, where did Hari go? Jung tells him, she went to get a drink. Then Hari and Tae-moo come outside, and Tae-moo says, I think I should meet your mom and dad and introduce myself. They are talking when Hari's brother arrives, so they quickly hide behind the car. Hari's brother sees the car and likes it very much. He starts looking at it from all sides and sees Hari and Tae-moo through the window, so they also see him through the window. Then Hari's brother asks her, who is he, and why is he wearing my shirt? Hari says to him, he is the president of my company. President. Hearing this, Hari's brother considers Tae-moo as his brother-in-law. Then Tae-moo takes out his credit card and says, you can buy new clothes with this. Hari stops her brother from taking the card and says to Tae-moo, this will spoil him. So Tae-moo says to her brother, come to my office and I'll get you something. After that, Tae-moo leaves, and after he leaves, Hari and her brother sit somewhere. Hari's brother asks her, how did you both meet? So Hari tells him everything. Then he says, I have only one fear. These rich families often don't treat families like ours well. Hari listens to him and says, don't worry about that. Tae-moo is not like that. Saying this, she leaves. In the next scene, grandfather is sitting at home, and he calls the restaurant and asks, which girl was Tae-moo with at the restaurant that day? He asks for her photo. Meanwhile, Tae-moo and Hari meet to go on a date. Just then, it starts raining. Hari has brought an umbrella with her, and she opens it. Then she says to Tae-moo, I know you don't like rain, but I like it a lot. And if you agree, we can go on a date in this weather. Tae-moo agrees for her, and they go on a date in the rain. Then they are on a train, and someone bumps into Tae-moo, bringing him close to Hari. Then Tae-moo sees an empty seat and goes to sit there and says to Hari, you should sit here too. Hari thinks, what is he doing? Then Hari also goes and sits there. After that, they go to a flower shop and Tae-moo buys flowers for Hari. Then they go to a restaurant to eat. There, Tae-moo is talking about business, so Hari says, don't think about business here, just enjoy the food. The food here is very good. Then Tae-moo also starts enjoying the food. Meanwhile, grandfather receives the photo of Shin-yeom and Tae-moo from the restaurant. When grandfather looks at the photo carefully, he realizes that Shin-yeom and Hari are the same person. On the other hand, Tae-moo gets a call, so he goes to listen to it. Just then, Hari sees that it has started raining again. So she says, I don't know when the rain will stop. Then Tae-moo comes back, and Hari sits next to him. Tae-moo asks her, why are you sitting here? Hari says, nothing, I just wanted to sit next to you. Then Tae-moo looks at the rain and realizes that Hari is sitting here so that he doesn't see the rain. Seeing this, Tae-moo thinks, Hari cares so much about me. Then he kisses her. After that, they are going back and Tae-moo says to Hari, today you took great care of me. Then he thanks her for that. So Hari hugs him. Then Hari looks at her mobile and says to Tae-moo, I have to go meet Jong, so I'll leave alone from here. Then she leaves, and when she's leaving, she feels very sad. In the next scene, Hari comes to a restaurant to meet grandfather, and grandfather shows her the photo of Shin-yeom and asks, is this you? Hari says, yes. Then she tells grandfather about the fake relationship. Hearing this, grandfather becomes very angry. Meanwhile, Tae-moo also finds out about this and is driving very fast. Just then, another car comes in front of him, so he turns his car to the other side and his car crashes. Meanwhile, grandfather is saying to Hari, now you will not date my grandson and you will leave him. Hari says to him, please listen to my side of the story. But grandfather doesn't listen to her and says, stay away from my grandson. Just then, grandfather gets a call and is informed that Tae-moo has had an accident. Hearing this, grandfather is shocked. Hari also becomes very worried when she hears Tae-moo's name. She asks grandfather what happened to him, but grandfather doesn't tell her anything. Then grandfather hurriedly goes outside twists his ankle, and is about to fall, but Hire catches him. But grandfather is angry with Hire, so he pushes her hand away and gets into his car and leaves. Hire also follows him. In the next scene, grandfather is in the hospital and is remembering Tae-moo's parents' accident. Just then, Hire arrives at the hospital. Grandfather says to her, "Why are you here? You should leave." Hire says, "Please listen to me once." But grandfather doesn't listen to her and tells her to leave. Just then, Tae-moo arrives, and he has an injury on his hand. Grandfather asks him, "Are you okay?" But he doesn't answer. Then grandfather says, "You lied to me and had a fake relationship with this girl." Hire starts to leave, but Tae-moo goes after her, holds her hand, and says to grandfather, "Our relationship is no longer fake. We like each other." In the next scene, grandfather and Tae-moo are in a room, and grandfather is very angry with Tae-moo and says, "You had a fake relationship." Tae-moo replies, "Our relationship was fake at first, but now I really like Hire." Hearing this, grandfather gets even angrier and says, "You will never marry that girl." Tae-moo says, "Fine, then I will never marry in my life, and you will never have grandchildren." On the other hand, Hire is going home with Jung, and it starts raining on the way. Seeing the rain, Hire thinks of Tae-moo and gets out of the car and goes back to the hospital. There, she sees grandfather and Cha-seong and says, "It was raining, so I thought of Tae-moo and came back." Hearing this, grandfather leaves, and Cha-seong says to Hire, "You go inside." When Hire goes inside, she sees Tae-moo standing by the window. So Hire goes to him, and Tae-moo shows her a tower and says, "One day, we will definitely go there." After that, Tae-moo starts telling Hire about his childhood. He says, "Once on my birthday, I insisted on going to the zoo with my parents, and because of that, my parents rushed to finish their office work and were coming to pick me up. That day, it was raining heavily, and due to the heavy rain, they had an accident, and they died in that accident." Talking about all this, Tae-moo becomes emotional, and Hire also becomes emotional with him and starts crying. The next morning, Hire wakes up and sees that she fell asleep next to Tae-moo. Seeing this, she is very shocked. Then she gets up and kisses Tae-moo on the face.